Hey guys, I'm back and we are playing Halo Infinite. Doing a big baller bundle stream. It's a item that you can purchase with real world cash, and at the moment that's pretty much the only way you can get it. So you do need some money for this one. But yeah, we're going to be checking out one of the HCS bundles that you can get in the game. We're obviously going to be checking, if you've seen the title, the Year 2 Cloud9 Launch Bundle. Cloud9's not in the HCS anymore. So I hope the money for this bundle is mainly going to the HCS organizers and not necessarily going to Cloud9. I mean, I presume some has to go to Cloud9 considering their logos slapped all over the items. But hopefully the bulk of it goes to the organization committee of Halo HCS or something like that. Because yeah, they're not really in the Halo league anymore. Yeah, I know they get a percentage, but I hope it's like a smaller percentage than the other teams. Like the other team bundles, I hope they get a legitimate percentage, while Cloud9, because they don't have a presence in the game anymore, I hope it's a significantly smaller one. What's up, Jay? So yeah, let's go ahead and check out this bundle. Obviously, I don't have any. I don't have any real affiliations or allegiances to any of the orgs in the HCS or even COD. So this bundle was purely aesthetical. I wanted the aesthetic beauty that comes from the bundle items from the launch bundle, and as well as support the HCS a little bit, like I said. Not necessarily Cloud9, but HCS. So yeah, if you go to the store, there's the HCS section. This is the usual store you'll see. If you go to the left, you'll see the HCS offers, and then bundle of your choice for the different teams. For me, it's the Cloud9 Launch Bundle Year 2. You get various items in this bundle. We'll go through the items now slowly, and then we'll take a closer look. So you get the Mirage armor coating. I'm pretty sure they're all Year 2 Cloud9 Launch Bundle is the name of each item. And the description apparently is #C9win, which would be a miracle considering they don't have a team to win. But yeah, also you get a epic weapon coating for the S7 sniper. I actually really like this coating. It's really cool. Visor, and this visor is cross core, so you can use it on any of your armors or whatever. A backdrop, the Cloud9 backdrop. Emblem for your armor core. The logo. Nameplate. Vehicle emblem. And weapon emblem. So yeah, that's everything you get for 1,000 Halo credits, I guess, or whatever the currency is, in-game currency. So yeah, 1,000 credits, and this is all the items you get. Let's take a closer look in the customization section of everything. So obviously, the big item is the armor core coating. Unfortunately, this is just a Mirage coating. So you can't use this coating on other armor cores. I think I'll talk about it more in detail. But I think this was a missed opportunity from Halo, where they could have shown a little bit of generosity and forward thinking and made a lot of these HCS coatings cross-core. I think that would have been a big step forward from them. I just want to show you something that, initially this was the helmet I had. I really liked it. It looks cool. So the coatings are you can mess around with. your armor core and enjoy it. Yeah, the phase one's nice also. I'll talk about my thoughts around the other coding, I mean the other bundles like at the end. We'll just stick with this one for now. I have some thoughts on all the bundles. The phase one is definitely very nice. But yeah, you can kind of mess around with your armor core as you please. This is the nice thing about this year's bundle. It's not an armor kit. You actually get the individual items, so you can actually create your own Spartan and still maintain the look of it, you know, of the coating that you've picked up. You know, surprisingly enough, this the emblem is not looking too bad position-wise on this core. And again, nice thing about this year is you can actually remove it. So the first year you couldn't remove the emblem. So obviously for this stream, we'll keep the Cloud9, but in the future, I'll probably not sport it. I won't bother. But yeah, you can remove it and not have it on your core if that's how you want to. If you just wanted the armor coating, but you don't really care about like the, you know, team so much. You can choose whether you want to sport it or not. This one does look good though. It does look good on it. I do like the positioning of it and all. Unfortunately, the palette is locked, so you're not going to be able to mess with the color scheme for obvious reasons. Then the other big item is the sniper rifle coating. Again, and I'll probably say this at the end, I think it would have been a big step forward had this also been cross coating. So a coating for every single weapon. And like, it would have been nice to not show like every weapon like has like, you know, sometimes with this, they'll list like the same coating, but they'll have it multiple times to showcase that it's on the thing. No, just have a single image. This is the coating, and then say it's like a universal coating. Like this, I do like this on the sniper. It's really cool. And I'll probably sport it as my main sniper coating for sure. But this would have also been really cool on the bandit rifle, I think. This coating would have been a very cool addition to the bandit rifle. And probably like the BR and all these other ones, although I have some pretty cool coatings for the other like weapons. But the bandit rifle's a little bare bones at the moment, so if I had this coating on the bandit, I would have definitely been sporting it for that weapon. And again, Emblem is for all weapons, so you can pop this if you want, or not. I'll remove it now that we've showcased it. That is not part of the weapon coating, fortunately. It is just an emblem, a weapon emblem that you can throw on any of your weapons. So yeah, too nice. Actually, you can get a closer look. I think this gives you, there we go. This is probably like one of the key reasons also. Like I was debating whether I should support a team that I actually like prefer, possibly Optic. But I didn't like the sniper coating on the Optic sniper thing. I was like, dude, I'll get more use out of this sniper coating than I'd get off that. I've got so many green sniper coatings. Vehicle emblem, not coating. Just the emblem. Oh, that's the color palette. Yeah, just no color palette for all these emblems. But again, equip, unequip on any vehicle you choose. You don't need to sport it in this year's bundle, which is nice. The fact that you don't have to sport it. But yeah, no color palette options. We'll keep it there for now. What is this body? I don't know. And then you've got the backdrop, the Cloud9 backdrop. Depending on your nameplate, there is color palettes for this backdrop. So if you change it to something else, you could potentially change the color palette. But I think on this particular nameplate, you wouldn't be able to. So, wait, what? So yeah, nameplate. I'm going to switch back to my normal nameplate. Which one is it? It's the Got Milk one. But yeah, as you can see, the backdrop is changing. So the color palette is interchangeable on the backdrop, depending on your nameplate options. There it is. I'm also going to change the backdrop, man. Give me a break with this one. There's no chance I'll ever spot either of these. I have no allegiances to any teams. I'll say it now. There's no chance I'll spot any of this garbage. Even if I had like a team that I actually liked, I wouldn't sport that shit. So yeah, like I said, you could. I changed it already. Anything else that I'm missing? I think that's everything. I believe that's everything. Checked out the nameplate, we checked out the backdrop, weapon, armor, vehicle. Yes, I think that's all. That's everything. So yeah, that's the Year 2 Cloud9 Launch Bundle. Let's go ahead and jump in and play a few games of quick play, and then game of big team battle, and then we'll call it. I do have some thoughts. And opinions that I'll save for the end. The brief. I think the main gripe, I think, like I said, is I think they could have shown a little bit of forward thinking and just made the armor coding and the weapon coding universal codings for all weapons and armors for all the HCS bundles. Just something like a little mini showcase of the potential future coatings that we might be getting in this game that would be cross-core, right? And cross-weapon coating or whatever. But unfortunately, a missed opportunity. Maybe something for them to think about in the future. Jay, I'll stick to this one by myself. I'll do it by myself. But this week, the weekly Ultimate Challenge grind, you're welcome to join then. More than welcome. On Wednesday, my Wednesday, day after tomorrow. This one, I'm just going to do a short stream. Just play a few games. Like I might have to do retakes if I do really poorly also. So I don't want to put you through that. Like if I do really badly, I'll do a retake. I hope I don't have to do a retake because that intro is long enough, dude. I really hate redoing my intros, man. It gets so annoying. I was watching COD yesterday, the Major 3, and Optic made such a good run. I had convinced myself, because I was planning on buying one of these bundles. Like I said, this one was the most aesthetically appealing to me. So I was planning on getting this one. But had Optic won Major 3 COD, I would have bought the Optic bundle just to show the support. But unfortunately they did not win. Stayed up all night watching it too. It was really good. It's unfortunate. It was a choke. Okay, they choked the S&D. If they had won the S&D, the second S&D game, then there would have been hope for them to win. But the minute they lost that S&D, I was like, they've choked it. They've lost. It's done. Had they won it, then I would have had hope. I wouldn't have guaranteed a win from them, but I would have had hope that they would have had a potential. But the minute they choked that second S&D, I was like, yeah, that's it. But to be fair to the team, they played insanely well. And they must have been pretty tired because they were doing the losers bracket run. So they had a lot of games that day. So they must have been extremely tired. But I actually do have some stuff to say about also the optic bundle and stuff. We'll save that for the end though. There's something I actually, initially I criticized them for. And now I've thought about it and I actually like it. So we'll talk about that at the end. About the Halo bundle. I was going to buy the Halo optic bundle, not the like COD bundle if they had one. I have no interest in the like COD bundles. Oh, what the fuck is this? Escalation.
How tragic for them.
Oh, I forgot they all have rockets. No. My teammate shooting me, man. Got me all confused. No. Why is it? I don't like the fact that escalation's in this quick play. I'll say it straight up. What? This is getting embarrassing for everyone. How did that not kill him? He was broke, man. Dude, what? Like, the shock rifle didn't even break him, like the one shot. I would have thought that would be a break and then a single tap kill.
An electric kill. You're rather terrifying with that thing.
Double kill.
In my sights.
Enemy team nearing victory.
We've lost a teammate.
Shots.
Shield you down.
Victory.
I don't know. I mean, why they got this in quick play? The regular quick play. I wanted to play some regular games. I hope this is not gonna have you waiting in quick play, because I'm just gonna stick with quick play. Pepsi, don't sit there. Don't sit there, Pepsi. It's a dangerous spot to sit, Pepsi. Blocking all the vents. Go sit there. Oh my god, I missed it.
Seven sniper here.
They've taken our flag. Look there, enemy flag carrier.
return. Flag captured.
Swift and silent. I'll think twice next time.
Tango's closing in.
I guess I could pick up the sniper, but I'm awful at it. It's a good idea to be grabbing the sniper when teammates should probably.
Power items inbound. They've taken our flag. The enemy carrier has revealed themselves. Power items now available. Deadly accuracy, Spartan.
Sniper got him. Flag return.
Well struck. Our forces have seized the enemy flag. You are a portrait of accuracy.
Killing spree. Return. Flag capture.
Not today, friends. Active camo obtained. Power weapons inbound. Hurry the flag back to base. Power weapons now available. They know where you are. They've taken our flag. Look there, an enemy flag carrier. Enemy shields down.
Flag return. Flag capture. Spectacular. Capturing flag. Round one.
Power items incoming. Power items on the field. Enemy flags in allied hands.
Oh, they're so weak. Come on. One more, one more. Oh. Hey. I saw the guy behind. I should have gone for him. I shouldn't have gone for the other one. I saw him coming just at the peripheral of my vision.
Active camo inbound. Active camo available.
God. Wasted it.
Another one put down. 30 seconds remaining. Ten seconds.
Who grabbed the hammer, man? Some teammate grabbed the hammer and didn't do nothing with it.
That was then, this is now. Repulsor obtained. Power item removed. They won't know what hit them. Power items now available.
Down there. Tango's closing in. Shields are down.
Another one put down.
Spread that one on a cracker. What a reliable weapon. Power items en route. Enemy flag carrier spotted.
Oi! Below, they're gonna capture it. Shit.
The enemy carrier has revealed themselves. Good shooting, Spartan.
Enemy captured your flag.
Ah!
And now the grand upset. The shroud screen is out. Power items have arrived.
God, this 343 bot, man.
Above us. They're close.
Oh, we have 2 343 bots. Fuck. Alright. I do shit all. I presume. Fuck, man. Why is this filled? Damn it. I was just actually getting really irritated with the Battlefield also for how like they filled like this like bot filling shit. Like I really don't like it. I don't at all.
Our forces have seized the
Like you can't like rely on them at all.
power items on the field.
Enemy flag returned.
I meleeed. It's probably the thing. Like, what's the point in even like
30
joining them?
seconds remaining.
My shield's popped.
This is bad.
10 seconds.
Where the fuck are you, man? Again, I meleeed, even though it's after and I'm not getting credit. 100% this connection was trash. I should have just backed out. Anyway. I should have backed out like everyone else did. Garbage game sometimes, it feels. Yeah, the last game of the Battlefield game yesterday during the chill stream, I looked at the like scoreboard and I realized because I haven't been looking at the scoreboard in Battlefield, but there was like maybe 6 people in the lobby, like the rest were all just AI bots. It's like, dude, are you kidding? Like maybe 4 on my team. I don't know how many were on the other team, enemy team, But there's like 4 people in our team, and that's it. And the rest were just all bots. It's like, dude. I mean, I guess in Halo it's not a big deal. Whatever. I mean, as long as that's definitely not happening in ranked mode, which I'm sure it won't. There's no chance that happens in ranked mode. What's up, Slayer? I guess in quick play it's not a big deal. Wait, what the fuck is that estimated wait time for big team battle? I genuinely hope that's not as long as it really is, supposedly, the estimated wait. Just put me in a game. Anyway, we got one good game. That second game was decent. I did well. I don't know if I was beating on bots. I wasn't paying attention. But we did well in that second game. And we won the first game, even though I did nonsense in it. That third game was rough, though. Come on, please. Please, I'm begging you, put me in a game. Quickly. Don't make me wait 20 minutes to get into a big team battle game. Timestamps, everybody. It's a wonder. If you want to just skip to the gameplay, there'll be timestamps once the stream goes into the archives. I have to reference timestamps just because of the long wait times, I guess. Lobby wait times. So yeah, Ultra. Dude, maybe Ultra should come into the HCS, dude. Huh? Get a presence in HCS. Toronto Ultra. The Ultra franchise. Can take the Cloud9 franchise. I was actually thinking about it, dude. The weapon coding, the ultimate challenge coding. This one. Yeah, the what's it called? Bandit rifle coding. That's Ultra Colors, dude. That's the Ultra Colors. Halo predicted Ultra's victory. I'm a fan, actually, of Ultra. I've said this before. And I actually gave them. I was like, by Major 3, they should get their shit together on LAN. Otherwise, it's not going to look good. And they got their shit together and proved that they're not just onliners. So, yeah. Obviously, talking COD. COD Major 3. They took the victory. I wanted to see Optic win, but I am an Ultra fan also. Like I said, I have no allegiances. I'll go where the wind takes me. Yeah, Ultra stuck the landing on Major 3. You know, like, it was obvious Ultra was gonna be a very difficult fight for Optic, because Optic was absolutely destroying everyone in Hardpoint, like the Hardpoint game mode. and Ultra, when they in the finals, Ultra just kind of shat on them. Not literally, but it was obvious Ultra was the better hardpoint team in those games. It was just obvious. Like Optic didn't have the game, like the dominant game that they had in like the previous teams that they were just absolutely dutying on, like literally embarrassed FaZe in hardpoint game one, and did the same with Boston. Absolutely embarrassed them. Like it was so devastating how badly they beat those two teams. What's up, Harry? Welcome. Come on, please. Just get me into a game. I don't understand this, dude. I don't understand why would Big Team Battle have such a long wait time? This game has no issues putting me in like shitty connections when it needs to. Like just look at the previous game. Completely out of whack, dude. Should I cancel and research? I don't know if that might make things worse. So yeah, it was when like Toronto played Optic in the finals and like did such destruction in the first hardpoint game. I was like, oh no, this is gonna be a tough fight for Optic. And then Optic kind of like destroyed them for the most part in the search and destroy. So I'm like, okay, Optic's got the search and destroy in the bag. Hardpoint seems a little questionable. And then Control, like, it was like a 50-50 toss kind of thing, right? So that's why when, like, it was like 2-2, and then, like, they went into the S&D, and when they lost the S&D, like, I was like, oh no. That was the game that they needed to win to have a chance to beat them in either Control. Hardpoint, it was going to be questionable if they could beat them in hardpoint kind of thing. They lost the second S&D. I was like, that's it. They don't stand a chance now. Hopefully they can put a fight up, but it wasn't the case. But what was nice about watching Optic play in this finals, like it definitely seemed like they were working on their more defensive plays, where they're not running around like headless chickens, relying on instinct alone. You know, there were definitely moments in the like games that they were playing that like showcased like they were trying to like hold like camp. Like in the end of the day, like there's certain points in the game where you need to be camping and just picking off the enemies as they push to you, and you don't push to them, right? You don't do the pushes, you make them do the pushes. And there were times where they were trying to do that, and in times they were successful, other times they weren't so successful. Like you could see that they were uncomfortable playing like that, right? But at least they were making the attempt to do it when it was needed, right? Which is what I like. My criticism from Major 2 was like they needed to get that down right to be a dominant team. So it definitely looked like they were working on it, but it definitely needs more work. It does need more work. Like they need to get that part of their repertoire, which it definitely feels right now it's not. Like they feel uncomfortable. They want to be running around and being aggressive, and it's like, nah, you need to just chill back, dude, and get good at that kind of gameplay, game style also. So it was nice seeing that they were working on it at the very least, because that is an important style of gameplay. Like I think a lot of people who play rank mode don't understand that much. Like there's times where you can run around and slay out and do well and you'll win the game for your team doing that. Other times you need to just hold down and like spawn trap or force the enemies to come to you. Like in hardpoint games, like there's a lot of hardpoint points where if your team can hold angles and one person just needs to sit on the point, but your team needs to hold the area down, you know? And there are hard points where it's more beneficial to just be camping corners and making the enemy team push to you, funnel into you, and you pick them off while they try to funnel into you while you're protecting your teammate on the point. So like scenarios like that. And that kind of style of gameplay kind of transitions into like search and destroy and stuff like that, where there's times where running around and stuff isn't the wise idea. It's like you want the enemy to push to you. It's something, in fact, I also realized like I do sometimes stupidly and all, and I need to get it better in my gameplay. Realizing when is the appropriate time to force the enemy, when the enemy needs to do the pushing and you need to be holding the line, you know, versus when you need to be doing the pushing and you expect the enemy to hold the line, right? So realizing those scenarios and then being prepared to like play in that play style, as opposed to just running around and trying to slay out, you know, and just like, that works if you're really good, but more times than not, it's not necessarily the appropriate gameplay style for the scenarios that you might be in. Like there was definitely one moment in the S&D, I think it was the second S&D itself, which they lost, right? Where I think it was Hixie 3-pieced them. And it was because they were like challenging him multiple times. Like 3 of them challenged him when instead they should have just backed off and forced him to challenge them, you know? While instead Optic decided to like jump into the gunfight and try to challenge him, you know? And it's like, dude, in that scenario, it was all on him to be forced into the challenge. You could have just stayed behind cover and forced him to do the challenging, you know? And unfortunately, he got the 3-piece and won the round, and then I think the game went to like round 11 and, you know, Optic lost. And that's like when I realized, I'm like, oh yeah, Optic's not gonna win this one, unfortunately. I actually had Optic win the bracket, like in my like predictions, like bracket predictions, but I had them win it through the winners round. I didn't have. Once they went into the losers bracket, I had lost all hope. I was like, oh no, it's so fucking Optic screwed up as usual. But then they pulled off such a killer like losers bracket playthrough. I was like really impressed. And like I said, even though it was a choke in the S&D, in my opinion, the second S&D that they lost, it was also like you have to give them like, they must have been insanely tired. They were playing some insanely high level, not only like teams, but level of focus required matches, you know? So they must have been insanely drained by the end of it, you know? Like I was mentioning this in like my league stream, but there are games where you need to be so hyper focused by the end of the game, like an S&D round, like match. I'm completely drained, and I like one game of S&D can completely drain me. So imagine doing that like game after game after game against 3 different teams, top level teams, you know, in the same day. It'll take its toll. I'm good, Slayer. I'm good. Oh, fuck this map, man. I waited so long for this garbage. Alright. I was hoping to get the new map, but I guess we'll have to wait till the like featured playlist for the new map. Play it on Wednesday. That's a cool core, man. Like armor set.
Earn more kills than your opponents to win.
Oh fuck. Shit. I was trying to rotate the weapon and I pressed the wrong button. I had Rogue Company buttons in my head. No, fuck this map, man. I hate it. I actually hate it. I genuinely think it's such a shit map, dude.
Dynamo grenades obtained.
Oh, that's a nice coating.
Lost a teammate.
Give me it. Jesus, this is taking forever. You're fucking kidding me. I hate this map. I hate this map, dude. I hate this map. I waited so long for that. I waited so long for that only just to fall off the map with it. Yeah, don't even bother pushing into their side because it's a waste of time, I presume. Just sit in the back of our spawn and shoot people that are stupid enough to push? Is that how you play this game the whole way through? What, did you kill it? I didn't get credit for the kill. Didn't get any assist credit. Oh fuck, I didn't mean to do that. No. I really don't like this map. It's trash. This is the biggest pile of trash I've ever played on.
We have eyes everywhere.
This feels so much better than it used to, man. Dude, how did teammates just let this fool get behind us? Well, the bandit rifle's not exactly ultra colors. It's a little darker purple. Oh, good night, Jay.
We've lost a teammate.
That shot got way too many of us.
Boy getting skewered.
Spartan down.
Back a little bit. Don't like that position.
Active camo acquired. Resonance cascade confirmed.
And this map, if you play like very like slow, you don't, you can't really push super hard. I feel
Allow them.
you just have to hold one side, like hold your side, and
Aim
that, I
true,
guess.
Spartan.
No. This is what, man. Don't even push forward. Teammates behind you, man. You asses.
Five minutes remaining.
They're close. They're under us.
What a boring map. I hate this map, dude. It's so trash. I really don't like it. I wanted the new map, but whatever. It called others self-deaths. What? Not like I did anything. Anyway, year 2, Cloud9 Launch Bundle checked out. It's alright. Alright. I do like the armor coating. It's very cool. It's very cool. So let's go ahead and just quickly go through. To get the Cloud9 Launch year 2 armor coat for the Mirage, the sniper, S7 sniper, Cloud9 Launch Bundle year 2 coating. Very cool sniper coating. Not that I use the sniper, but I think this will be my main sniper coating for a while. I think I'll switch it up to this. Year 2 Cloud9 Launch Bundle or Launch Visor. The visor looks kind of cool in game. It did look very cool in game, like the reflectiveness. But I think maybe a little more subtlety, just a tad bit more subtle lining instead of like the bright white might have been better, in my opinion. If it was just a tad bit more subtle, not quite as like punchy as it is. Backdrop, it's not a great backdrop if you ask me. Whatever. It looks very basic. The armor coating emblem, the armor emblem that you can use on any emblem, on any armor. This actually looked really good on the Mirage. The positioning and with the coating, it looked very good. But obviously I wouldn't bother using it. Nameplate. A weapon, a vehicle emblem. And then a weapon emblem. So yeah, obviously the big item is the armor coating and the sniper rifle coating. These are the two things for me had the most value. The visor looks very cool, but I don't know if I'll use it that much. It did look cool though. Like I said, if it was a tad bit more subtle with the lines, instead of being such like bright white lines, I'd be more into it. But it didn't look too bad in game. It actually had a kind of cool effect in game. So yeah, 1,000 Halo credits for the bundle, and you get all these items. And like I said earlier, or I don't know if I said this, but a large percentage of the proceeds do go to the teams. So if you actually do support the teams in particular, like I said, for me, it's like, I don't really care. I actually kind of hope Cloud9 doesn't get a large portion of the percentage of this bundle. I hope it goes to the HCS, considering Cloud9 doesn't have a presence in like the HCS anymore. But say I had bought the Optic bundle or the Phase bundle or any of these other ones, like Space Station or any of these, you are actually supporting the team financially a little bit by the purchase. They do get a little bit of the proceeds. So not a little bit, actually a decent percentage does go to them. So there is actually like more value to it than just, especially if you support the team. So before we do anything else, let's just go through these bundles and I have a few things to say. Obviously, the Phase one looks amazing. This looks so cool. This looks really cool. I like it. Even the Space Station one looks really good. I like them. Actually, I do like green as a color, but I like kind of more military green. So this is a little on the bright side for me. That's why I'm not like the biggest fan of it. But I am somewhat of an optic fan. And in this case, like I feel like the visor is too subtle. The brick visor, like those are supposed to be like little bricks on the visor. The effect is too subtle. A little more visually clear. And I would have preferred this. I wouldn't mind the visor. At the moment, it's just, like I said, too subtle. Even the complexity one is like a really nice blue. I've said this many times, but you know, like blue coatings, because of the way like most people's like color palettes are, blue coatings will confuse people. Even though like your Spartan will be highlighted red, because your coating's blue, it'll like throw them off. So they sometimes think that you're on their team. So having a blue coating is kind of like a tactical advantage. But yeah, out of all the coatings, this is the coolest for me. I really do like the blues, like the blue palette. Even though I like all colors, man. I'm a big fan of most colors, so I don't have issues with it. But like blues, I'm more attracted to like blues and blacks and stuff like that. Like so, this is why I really like this coating. But like I said, like Cloud9 doesn't even have a presence in HCS anymore. They kind of like dropped their team, and so I don't know. The other thing I actually wanted to, so obviously the other thing that I mentioned this earlier, but I think it would have been a wise, like it would have been an interesting decision that kind of shows like, you know, shows that the games, these developers are like, you know, on like the gamer's side and all that, and they're listening and all that, had this armor coating and this weapon coating been universal coatings. So it would have just been like a coating for every weapon. I know that might have been difficult for them and stuff like that, and it would then 1,000 credits would be kind of cheap for such a valuable bundle, right? But it would have been a step in the right direction, because I think the biggest thing for a lot of the people now, like they're so happy with the games, like the direction the game's going this season. But the biggest gripe is cross-core issues and stuff like that. And just having these specific coatings been cross-core would have been like, you know, like, hey, we're listening, we're working on it. You know, it's like that, we're working on it. At least we have these bundles that are cross-core and stuff like that. And, you know, like I said, I would like to see it. Like here, I'll show you. Like this looks like such a huge bundle, right? But it's basically the same coating for like the different weapons right here, right? And yeah. This is so instead of having like 5 different tabs with the same coating, just have one tab and maybe have it like legendary status, right? But it's a universal coating, so it'll be on all your armor coatings. I mean, all your armor options. And same with the weapon. Instead of having like hundreds of tabs, like, look, we got like 100 different weapon coatings, but they're all exactly the same. No, just have one tab, one box, but then have it labeled universal, you know, and then when the people buy it, then they realize, hey, I can put this on any like weapon and all. That'd be a pleasant surprise to them, you know. It's be like, oh yeah, this is what we wanted, you know. This is what we wanted from the beginning. At the moment, showcasing it like it's a different item for each weapon, I think that somewhat rubs people a little bit on the wrong way. It does for me also. Like, it's like, dude, it's the same. You're giving me the same kind of camo, but you're just saying it's for a different weapon, and that's apparently a different item according to you guys. And I understand why, because each like weapon probably requires its own customization and stuff like that. So like the color palette fits properly and like isn't like, you know, weird and all. Like actually I've seen this a lot in like the Call of Duty like things. I think specifically even like the like CDL bundles, the camos are actually designed for one or two weapons, and then when you put it on the other weapons, it actually kind of looks janky. Like the animation is stretched out, it doesn't fit properly and stuff like that. So clearly like they didn't bother like coding it in for the other weapons. They've only coded it specifically for like one weapon, but it is still for all the weapons, right? So I can understand why, like, you know, if you want a highly polished camo, then it needs to be coded in for each weapon specifically. But that's what we want. That's what we want from like these bundles and these kind of cross-core stuff, right? So yeah, I think that would have been a big step forward had they gone that route with all these bundles. I wouldn't have mind paying even a little bit extra. Like I wouldn't mind paying a little more than 1,000 credits, but I would have wanted. I would have definitely. I love this. I love this armor coating. It looks so good. It looks so good. But I would have liked to have the option to do it in more than just the Mirage core. Although it does look good on the Mirage core, like I said, it does look very good. And same with this. I would have really liked this on the Bandit rifle. Maybe the BR rifle, but I do have some good coatings for the BR. And right now I don't have much for the Bandit rifle, and I would have loved to have a coating similar to this for the Bandit. The other thing I wanted to talk about, like, this is regarding the optic bundle. So I specifically criticized this. I was like, dude, this is not a logo. This is not a logo. Like, this is just kind of like a fan picture, you know, represent the green wall and stuff like that, but it's not a logo. And that was my criticism at first. But now that I've thought about it, I actually kind of like the fact that it's not a logo. Like, I think it's more interesting, like, as a weapon, like, you know, like a weapon emblem, right? I like the fact that it's not an optic logo. It's like the green wall, like kind of like fan art, kind of like it's like a little like art piece on the thing, you know? It's an actual emblem, like a unique emblem that you can sport on your thing without having to be like, oh, it's just kind of like shilling for the optic. Even though it is sort of shilling for optic, because anyone who knows what the green wall is would recognize. But if they don't know, it's they'd be like, oh yeah, that's just kind of a cool emblem on your gun. Right? Same with the vehicle. It's a cool emblem on the vehicle. What I don't like is this. I think for the armor core, having an actual optic logo would have been nice. You know, so like if you want to support the team, you have the actual like optic green wall logo, like this OG logo, whatever. Have the optic logo. But then for the other stuff, like even this, like this, right? It looks so good, the nameplate, because it doesn't. You've got the logo in the corner, but then you've got the kind of like art in the like in the front facing. So those that know the green wall will know the green wall, but you still have the logo on the side, right? So I think for the future, I think teams should consider doing something like this. Like this works. Like this worked on the Mirage core, right? The logo, the Cloud9 logo. And then instead of giving logos for everything else, maybe give a little fan art for the vehicle, a little fan art for the like thing, or like a little art piece, like the green wall did here. Because if I had bought this green wall bundle, I don't necessarily put weapon emblems, but I'd be more likely to place this emblem because it's kind of like this cool picture on my gun, as opposed to a logo. But like I said, for when I want to sport the logo on my armor, you know, like I'm an optic fan, I want the logo. So maybe something to think about in the future for like the team bundles, where the teams have the option for like maybe the armor core having the logo, but then everything else having some sort of like more unique fan stuff. Where I really like the fact that this green wall did this with the like nameplate. You've got the like green wall with the what's it called, the melee, the energy sword, and then you've got the optic logo in the corner there. I like that. And then, like I said, I really like the fact that this is just more of a unique art piece as a weapon emblem, as opposed to the green, like the optic logo. So yeah, just like food for thought. You see, the strange thing is some of these like emblems, like some of the logos look kind of like little cool pieces like this one, right? Even though this is supposed to be the logo. It does look kind of cool. But I would like to see something different. I think having the logo and then having some fan art piece would be like, is an interesting element to these bundles that would allow the teams also to provide something of uniqueness to their bundles, a little more flair to their bundles, where they have like the option for the weapon and the vehicle having a different kind of image that's not necessarily their logo, but a different image to just showcase the fan, like the branding, but you know, not necessarily some kind of like, you know, it's like the flames on your bike kind of thing, right? Concept. Same with this. This is too logo-y as a nameplate, right? It just gets it feels too much of a logo for the nameplate that I don't like it. I'll never use it. Same with this one. It's too much of a logo. Whereas maybe something like the optic one has the green wall kind of thing, and then like the logo is kind of there still. But even this one, like maybe not even have the logo for this one. Like I don't mind the logo in the center end, but it could have just been like the wall, but green color, and it just have the bricks, and that's the backdrop, you know? So just a little more uniqueness to some of this stuff, while still giving you the logo for your armor core. Like I said, for the armor core, I would have really liked the optic logo. Should I ever want to sport it, which I probably would never want to, but should I want to sport optic gaming in my gameplay, I want the logo for the core, not just some like, you know, green wall, like cool image. But I do appreciate it elsewhere, the way they've done it. Especially on this gun. This particular is what, like, I realized once I saw it on the weapon, I realized how much more value there is to something like this as opposed to something like this, you know? This doesn't look so bad, but it is basically just the logo, right? Whereas this is something more. This is something more, but it still represents. So yeah, that's my little spiel about like the HCS bundles and my thoughts. I definitely feel like in the future bundles, I really hope the coding and the weapon coding and maybe even like a vehicle coding or something are like just cross core coatings and cross vehicle coatings and cross weapon coatings. Like, I don't want this to be on everything. This just for the armor core, yes, I understand that. But for every armor core. Same like this. This just for weapons, not necessarily armor and vehicles and all. No, just for the weapon coatings, but for every weapon, you know? Like that. Definitely would add more value. And I wouldn't mind paying more if that was the case, if that was the case. It would also like incentivize maybe buying multiple bundles. You know? Like if you can kind of mix and match with any weapon and not necessarily just a single weapon and all. And I wouldn't be surprised if like a future bundle has like a lot of the weapons with this thing, right? But then it feels like, I don't know, that feels a little like, a little like I might get gypped. I got gypped. Like it should have been part of the initial bundle. And this is just like an added bundle now that I'm paying extra for the same coding on other weapons and all. Whereas had it been like a universal weapon coding and like a universal armor coding, there would have been a lot of value to it. And like I said, and the other reason I feel like doing something like that is important is like, even though it's understandable going back to every single old coding and stuff like that could get difficult, right? It could get difficult doing that for every coding. Be like, man, I'm not going to be able to do everything. Maybe I'll change the the nameplate for now, just for like thumbnail's sake. But say they do it for this one, like for all the HCS bundles. By the way, if you wanted to see, I actually do have the OG. Oh God, did this crash? What happened, man? This is the OG nameplate. Cloud9 nameplate. This is the new one. If you guys wanted to see the difference. But for like the new ones, like I said, for the HCS ones, they could have done it, and said like, here, these ones are for sure like universal codings, and maybe in the future we will release more universal codings while we work on trying to backlog the old ones slowly, But the new one should slowly start moving towards that universal like selection, right? So I hate saying this, but as a marketing tool, you could potentially, like, if this is how you wanted to do it, create legendary status for like a coding, right? That is universal. So it'd be like only this rarity, or maybe even have a different rarity, like a diamond rarity or some shit like that, right? But a Damascus rarity or some shit, like that. I don't know, whatever. If that's how you want to play it. But like only specific rarities are universal, right? So like at first. So you can slowly implement universal stuff like weapon codings and armor codings and just have a higher rarity. And then, because of the higher rarity and the fact that it's a universal coding, you can charge a little bit more for it if that's how you want to do it, if that's how you want to play it. Obviously, the ideal world is you start off putting out the universal codings while working on the old ones to like implement universal status to them all, right? So like ideally you're not charging extra for that stuff. It just is going to be starting, the new stuff will have that implemented while you work on fixing the old stuff to like implement it to it. So that's my final thoughts. And maybe something for the future. Something for a future bundle, maybe, if not this one. Think about it. Like start implementing then universal codings and like weapon codings and stuff like that. And like I said, it would have been an interesting way of showcasing how you are listening to the community had the HCS bundles all just had that implemented into them, and be like, look, we've got it for all these HCS codings and stuff like that. We're working on it. It's going to take time to get it across the board for everything. But at least these ones have it at the moment, So that's my thoughts. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my old streams if you haven't already. And I would have bought the Optic. I would have bought the Optic coding had Optic won the CDL. It's always a painful thing to be an Optic fan for COD. But the nice thing is, and I've often thought about this, when people like are bitching out Optic in the COD like comments, like the CDL comments, I'm often so tempted to just type in, man, if you're an Optic fan, there's always Halo. You guys can go and become Halo fans and be proud Optic fans also at the same time. Don't need to be closet Optic fans like I am. Because the Halo team's brilliant, dude. The Optic Halo team, they're brilliant, dude. They might choke a moment, but then they come back with full force. Whereas the CDL team, when they choke, you know it's done and dusted. Although they did choke the first game in this major, and then they made an amazing comeback. Again, I'll give them full credit. They must have been super tired. They played very stressful teams and highly focused level games up to the finals. It must have been incredibly draining. I would have been too tired to like even do one of those matches, let alone like back-to-back games against those teams and at that level and at that skill. And they destroyed, for the most part, getting up to the finals. And then put up a good fight in the finals too, man. It was just not meant to be, I guess. Like I said, also, I do feel like this is the last and little Optic. If anyone from Optic camp is listening, I am proud. I'm proud that you're working on your defense. And I think at the level your defensive play is, you didn't really stand a chance of winning at the moment. Let's be real. It needs work. But you get it to that high level place, you'll be a team to be reckoned with. And big congrats to Toronto, man. I'm glad you won it, man. I'm glad. Now Toronto is a legitimate top tier contender in LAN also. So it's going to be interesting battles in the coming CDL majors. And interesting battles in the HCL too. Like FaZe is looking insane. Like aside from the coding, like the bundle, HCS bundle, which looks really cool, the team is also a beast. The FaZe team is a beast this year. So more value to that armor like set, that bundle, the HCS FaZe bundle, than just what's it called? Cool looks. The team is actually a brilliant team this year. And Space Station's also a brilliant team. I think Space Station's the old Cloud9 team, so they're a good team too. But yeah, lots of fanciness team-wise and brilliant action to come, both in HCS and CDL across the board from all sorts of teams. And maybe Ultra, man, think about coming to a Halo. Having a little purple-white armor core could be interesting. Anyway, that's it. Take care. Bye. Yeah, I actually really like the colors of the armor core. I do wish it was on all my armor cores, but for now, on the Mirage, I'll be sporting it for a bit.